Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 79 of Two Left Thumbs, your source of weekly gaming news and updates. In this week's episode, we'll be talking about Quantum Error on PS5, The Outer Worlds being held back by current gen, Cyberpunk 2077 limited edition Xbox One X console, Nintendo Switch shortage is totally the fault of bots, and Gamescom 2020 won't be happening. We also have the best weekly deals from a range of publishers across all game platforms. Remember, guys, a little bit of housekeeping first. If you're listening, don't forget to share the podcast around, tell a friend, give us a rate and review if you can on your podcasting platform of choice. And if you're watching us on YouTube because you've missed the live show, make sure to give us a sub and a like there. It would be really, really appreciated, and it really helps us out. I'm Deft Puppies. Hi. Joining me today, one and only, Grazy Gamer, the Frogman himself. Dude, how are you?
The fucking Frogman.
I saw that tweet, man. I was like, yes, I'm using that.
No joke. That shit is hard. I don't know if I've bitten off more than I can chew, and for other things completely out of context. That is, I'm playing Final Fantasy VII remake for a challenge video, trying to beat the game as a frog, which is a infliction, I guess, something you can get used against you. It's very iconic in the Final Fantasy series. But there is a ring that you can equip that'll permanently put it on your character every time you enter battle. So I thought it would be a good idea, and it turned out it's quite hard, especially with.
Does it change every time? Because I know you have like three different, like generally a crew of like, is it three in Final Fantasy?
Yeah, so you've always got three in your party, but it does change around. Between? Yeah, but I've got multiple rings. I tried it with my whole party with the frog pretty much on, and yeah, some parts you can get through, and the other parts is just impossible because you can't. You've got no abilities, you've got no magic, you've got nothing. You've got a little shitty tongue attack, and you can blow really small bubbles at people. That's it, and a leapfrog attack. So anything that's aerial, you can't fight. You literally cannot fight it. So it's it's interesting. It's been fun. It started off not too bad because you're a bit over leveled. Yeah, it gets harder real fast.
So this is like a new game plus deal, is it?
Yeah. So I wanted to do it again, but I wanted to do it without my new game plus characters. But you can't, because if you want to start a whole new game, then it's going to put you all the way back at the start. You're not going to have access to the ring. I think
that's what I thought.
About midway through. So yeah, oodles of fun. The things you do. That's been
for the content, man. It's for the content.
It is. You've got to do something on your YouTube channel. So yeah, might as well see if I can do this. Anyway, it's all been Final Fantasy all week for me.
Just in there.
I got the review done and out. That is over on YouTube now. Go check it out.
That was a big one too. That was like a 20-minute from you, wasn't it?
It was. It was very long. But I did it to break it down into two parts. I think, like I spoke about last week, which I think made it a bit easier for a few people. I had a few comments saying that it was good having that set up for people to check out two different kind of perspectives on it. So yeah, that's that. That was that done. And every time I do a review, man, review week is it's just a pain. Like your script, like that script was, man, 7, maybe 8 pages long.
Jesus.
Yeah. Then you just it's recording and editing and all that stuff. Like luckily there's not, the editing side of it is not super hard and time consuming, because you're not doing you're not trying to be tricky with your transitions and stuff like that. It's just more about lining up the footage and making sure everything kind of makes sense to what you're talking about, to what you see on the video. That's why I kind of like doing the challenge videos as well on the side, because you get to kind of push yourself in different areas in editing wise. So
yeah, for sure. That's
been and I went back to the original because why not?
Oh really? Wow, I've actually seen maybe like 2 or 3 people now like go back to the original and play it afterwards.
Yeah, I think it's going to be it's going to be a big thing, because as soon as I finished it, I wanted to go back and re-experience the old one again. And I'm still in Midgar because I'm not playing it religiously. It's just like pick it up and play whenever I get a chance.
Yeah.
But it is so good to go back through again, especially after the remake and seeing what they did and how well they did it and how close they did it. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I'm looking forward to getting out of Midgar though.
You can actually do it this game.
Between this game and the last game and the remake, I've probably put like 100 hours into Midgar. So,
oh my god,
I am completely ready to get the fuck out of there.
Fucking oath, man.
What have you been doing this week?
Me, I got into Uncharted. I started my playthrough of all 4, which has been interesting. The first, it's so hard because like going back and playing older games, especially like action adventure ones too, mechanics have come quite a fair way in the ways of cover and the parkour and how all that works. Like going from like the last game I played was Tomb Raider, and like the kind of platforming and covering that is done really really well, and it's really smooth. And you go back to like Uncharted 1, and you have to like, there's not a real way to smoothly transition from cover. You just gotta like stand up and like hike it over the next bit of cover before you die. So I just ended up going in there just ramboing everyone for the most part of it, which was doable. And just like cracking headshots and everybody. It wasn't too bad.
Yeah, for that I would just stick it on easy mode, and just because you just want to experience the story, you just want to get through.
I've been rolling through on normal with no real difficulty.
Oh, okay, sweet.
So it wasn't like I was dying. It was just one of those things where, like with the parkour especially, like when you're trying to jump over a gap, and you know you can make the gap, and the game says you can make the gap, but you don't make it.
Mm-hmm.
There's like some weird thing, like you jump at like the wrong split second. It's just that little bit off, and it doesn't feel good. But I'm enjoying the story so far. I have some questions about Uncharted 2 because I'm about a third of the way through that. They're very short games so far. I think I finished 1 in like 8 hours.
Yeah, they're all they get progressively longer. I think 4 is
about 30 hours from what I've read.
Yeah,
I was
4
kind
tops
of researching.
They did get they got them bigger and bigger each time as they went.
Yeah. But there was a notable difference of improvement from 1 to 2, which is really good to see. Like a huge difference, massive. Yeah. But I don't know who any of the fucking characters are because they just kind of, there's no backstory. This is like, oh, he's this guy you've known forever and have this massive history with, but there's no explanation to it.
There's other games you're not playing though. You're like, because there's like Golden Abyss and stuff like that.
Okay, so I'm missing games. That's okay because I went in one night. I went from 1 to 2 because I kind of finished 1 halfway through a stream. Oh, we might as well start 2. So I jumped in. I'm like, wait, who is this guy? Who is like this chick? She kind of introduces like the new girl to the crew. I'm like, cool, that's fine. Who the fuck is this guy that keeps talking about the old times and all this history we have? I'm so fucking confused. But that makes sense. If I'm missing games in the middle that aren't like the mainline story games, that's okay.
But, you're missing it. They're not mainline ones, but they do tell like more offshoot stories and whatnot. But you are going to see that throughout the series. Naughty Dog do that quite a bit, where they throw in
random character.
I don't want to talk. I can't.
No, that's
because I don't know where you are up to. But yeah, they do it. But what they do so well with those games is they make you love those characters. They're super well written and really well voice acted and the whole lot. And that is every year. Well, not every year. Every game that they release, there's such a massive jump in quality with that. And you're going to notice it as you go.
Yeah, I noticed
it was through like the generations.
It was like I got to 2. I'm like, holy shit, things work so much smoother now. Like there's always obviously the visual improvements, which is kind of a given, but like the mechanics improve. So I'm kind of excited to get to 4, where it's actually like in a really really good state.
Well, 4 is on PlayStation 4, so you're going to see a huge jump.
It's going to be massive, yeah, because the other ones are all, the first 3 are on PlayStation 3, right?
Yeah, the first game was like very close to launch, like within the year, I think, of the launch of PS3. So that is old.
It is old, yeah.
Old game, yeah. Nice. I'm pumped for you, man, going through those because
yeah, it's exciting. I like it.
As much as I didn't, they're always awesome games. I found 3 was, I don't know. There's one part in 3 that I really, really enjoyed, and then there was another part that just shit me off.
Yeah,
but still,
enough.
like a fantastic game. And 4 was just from start to finish incredible the whole way through. They nailed it, and they've got a different flair between the two of them because there's 2 different teams that do that.
Is there? Right, interesting.
So Uncharted 2, that team now is doing The Last of Us. So they took The Last of Us series, and then the other team continued on with 3 and 4. I think somewhere between that, they lost like Amy Hennig as the writer. So I think that's where 3 kind of slumped a little tiny bit, not much. Like it's still a great game.
Yeah. No, I'm excited to keep going. I've been really enjoying it. Did I do anything else this week? I think I did. I think that's all I've done is just Uncharted. Yeah, just Uncharted this week, which it's been good. I've had a good time with it so far.
Oh, guess what? I totally forgot.
What?
I fucking worked out how to scratch that stupid Animal Crossing itch.
Oh, did you download Farmville, did you?
No, I had the answer on my Switch the entire time. I was looking at when I was getting Final Fantasy, I was checking how much space I got. Turns out I got Stardew Valley on there.
Oh, there you go.
And I was
how was it?
Hey, this is like, I haven't played this properly yet. Let's have a go. And I had a bit of a burn on it. And I was like, right, now I'm feeling so much better about not purchasing fucking Animal Crossing.
I told you, man. I told you. I mean, we're not here to hate on the game, but I know it's something that wouldn't be entirely for Gray.
No, sorry. But that is gone now. That issue has left my body, and I don't need to fucking deal with it anymore. So that's good.
All I'm stealing is fucking turnip prices. Still on Twitter, man. It's like weeks. It's like fucking people bartering and getting mad when people don't leave each other gifts after they go get really good deals. It's the most. There's this whole socio-economic climate going on there. It's fucking just.
It is really bizarre. We could nearly have a segment just on this show dedicated to Animal Crossing
and why we don't understand
it. Also, why we don't understand it and not playing it. But I think the reason why, and I seen another friend on Twitter who was in the same boat as me. He was like, I don't understand why the love for it or anything. He's like, it looks ridiculous to me. He picked it up like 3 weeks ago and has only just today finally clicked. He said he's probably put about 30 hours into it, and now he is gone. He reckons that is it. He's Animal Crossing for life now. And I was like,
oh god,
fuck, that is not what I wanted to hear.
No,
but I'm happy for you. Go for it, son. Mute.
Bye. Speak to me when you're done.
Yeah, please.
You've paid off your home loan. Fucking Look, little shit. All right. Well, we don't have a guest this week. So since you put me through the paces last time, we didn't have a guest. We may as well, even though we're here every week, let's do some fast thumbs for you.
All right. It sounds good.
Just to carry on, do something interesting. I don't know what we're gonna do after this. Like after the next guest, we'll just we'll just skip this out entirely. But yeah, it's good to do one each, I think.
Yeah, why not?
All right, so Gray, you ready, buddy?
Yeah, shoot. Go for it.
Where would you go if you were invisible?
I would go into Sony's headquarters right now and go and find the PlayStation 5 and steal it.
Solid answer. Sell it on the black market for millions.
I would just become like the most professional insider ever, and I would slowly release information because Sony refuses to.
What is your dream job?
I would say it'd be like content creation, doing YouTube, doing something along those lines.
Your favorite movie quote?
Now I'm starting to remember these questions. Shit, I don't know. Anything by Jim Carrey. I kind of love Jim Carrey. There's so many.
Righty then.
Because that is.
Yeah. See what I did there?
I like that one. I love all of Jim Carrey's ones, man. He's a fucking Genius. Absolute genius.
Game of the year this year.
Last of Us, hands down.
First console.
NES.
Mixer, Twitch, YouTube, or Facebook?
Oh, Facebook all the way. Fuck no.
I was like, wait, okay, right, fine. That's cool, I guess.
YouTube. I don't even have Facebook.
Inverter controller?
Oh, yes.
We found one.
We found one. There you go. Look at that. We got him. Yes. I can't.
Skyrim or Fallout?
Oh, it's got to be Skyrim because I own it on like 4 different consoles, 4 different platforms now. That has to be Skyrim.
Skyrim, right? If you had to play one game forever, what would it be?
It would have to be, I would say, a strategy game. I think something like give me the Command and Conquer series. I would play that skirmish mode till the end of time.
Who is your number one YouTuber?
That is right. I would say Angry Joe.
Angry Joe.
I have not been subbed to him since he was maybe about 200,000-300,000 subscribers, and like to see him now up in the millions and millions of subs, he's doing super well. I love his stuff, man. He's just super raw. It's the business.
What product would you refuse to promote on your own YouTube channel?
Fucking Direct Gaming stole mine. It'd be that Raid Shadow Legends shit. No,
I think that's a universal code now.
I actually watched MTash do one today, fucking promoting it.
Oh no.
Sell out. Destiny streamer, Destiny YouTuber. Mine would actually be those energy drinks that you see everyone harping on about. I think that's just the fucking most unhealthiest, stupidest thing that people can do is fucking sit there at a computer and pump yourself full of energy drink.
I have a whole thing on that, but we won't. This will turn into get angry about G4 thumbs.
I think it's just it is ridiculous that people fucking swear by it. Oh, it's so good. Whatever.
Favorite generation?
PlayStation 1.
What is the strangest thing you've ever eaten?
Man, I don't know. I used to, until a few years ago, it was pretty wild. So I ate a thong once.
Okay.
Yeah, I lost a bet.
What would you do with your 15 minutes of fame?
I'd self-promote the shit out of myself.
If a movie was made of your life, what genre would it be and who would play you?
Comes up with these questions. Damn it.
I know, some prick.
Yeah, some jerk. I would have to say, man, I don't know, just if you're to go back through your life, I've just pretty crazy. So I would say it would be an action adventure, and I would have Michael Keaton star as me.
Use one word to describe your gaming ability?
Vintage.
Best game played this year?
Oh man, I don't know. It's Final Fantasy VII or it's Half-Life.
PlayStation or Xbox?
Oh, Xbox all the way.
If you could be locked away in isolation for 2 weeks with anyone in the world, who would it be and why?
Hideo Kojima. Me and him would fucking chat for so damn long about Metal Gear Solid. I'd rip his brain apart. I have so many questions about that game.
So many questions. Why?
And Death Stranding too. We'd have a very good talk about Death Stranding. Plus the last one, I'm PlayStation or like fucking Xbox. You didn't even react.
I know.
You're just like,
it's fine. Whatever. I'll ignore that. Well, congratulations on running the gauntlet in your own questions. I guess
I couldn't remember questions from last week. Very good. Now I can bring up the run sheet again.
All right. So should we get on with the deals this week?
I like deals. I love.
You like deals? Deals are good. All right. So over on the PlayStation this week, PlayStation Plus is Uncharted 4: A Thief's End, and Dirt Rally 2.0. PSN deals this week: Sid Meier's Civilization 6 for 30. Wow, words are hard. $39.95, which is 50% off, and Battlefield 5 for $17.95, which is a whopping 74% off. Over on Xbox this week, we have games with gold, which are Project Cars 2, Toy Box Turbos, and Knights of Pen and Paper bundle. The deals with gold this week, we have Dead by Daylight Special Edition for $24 and Blair Witch for $27. There's a bit of a spooky theme going on with deals this week. It was interesting. And over on the Switch, continuing the spooky deals, we have Friday the 13th, the game Ultimate Slasher Edition for $20, which is 50% off, and Trials of Mana for $79. Over on the Epic Store this week, we have Just Cause 4 for the freebie.
That's a pretty good deal over there.
Pretty good deal. Just Cause 4 is a lot of fun. I played it a while ago. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. It is a crazy series of games that is just so over the top. That is, it's pretty good. And for free, that's sweet deals.
Exactly. Fucking brilliant deals in there. All right. On to the news and updates. We got a bit to get through here, and I've partially read them, so should be a wild ride. First one off the rank is Quantum Error by Lead Platform. Will be on PS5 and will be about 15 to 20 hours long. So Team Kill Media have been amongst the first in the industry to officially announce a game for the PlayStation 5. But the upcoming cosmic horror first-person shooter Quantum Error won't be a next-gen exclusive, since it's also going to release on PS4. Clearly, though, the developers want to utilize the next-gen console's hardware to its fullest, which is something they have talked about quite a bit. With that in mind, how they are planning on making sure, while doing that, Quantum Error also runs well on the significantly weaker PS4. Speaking to Gaming Bolt in a recent interview, Dakota Jones and Micah Jones of Team Kill Media said that for now they're completely focused on calibrating the game for PS5 and will only begin to optimize it for PS4 once it is much closer to release. The quote here is, "At the moment, our focus is primarily PS5, so everything is going to be calibrated for that platform, and we won't do most of the optimizing for PS4 until we are being close to finish."
Yeah, makes sense.
Makes sense. I haven't seen anything on this game, so you obviously know. No, I haven't. I've been a bad podcaster this week. So fill me in. Tell me about it.
It was announced a while ago. There's not a great deal on it. It's just a pretty quick cut trailer. Obviously they don't want to show too much being next gen. No, I don't think anyone's showing any next gen stuff yet.
Yeah.
But it's looking pretty spooky. Other than that, there's not a great deal to go off it. They said they're drawing some inspiration from Dead Space, which is super cool. Perfect.
As long as it's Dead Space 1. Let's not talk about the rest of those.
We don't mention Dead Space 2 is okay.
It's okay.
Dead Space 2. Dead Space 3 is, we don't even
there is no Dead Space 3. It doesn't exist. Shh.
That's right.
It's in development still.
Yeah, it's good that it'd be interesting to see how these guys, all these devs pretty much are going to be covering how they're going to handle the transition
from PS4 to PS5,
or from this gen to next gen.
Because there's a significant markup in power. I mean, there's always like a markup in power every generation, which is obvious, but this one kind of seems to be quite bigger, like a little bit bigger than most.
Yeah, definitely. But I think also the biggest thing is both these new consoles are going to have SSDs in them, which is
and ray tracing.
Yeah, which is just going to be huge. A massive jump from games, because it's something that is going to be very, very different between PS4 and Xbox One now to next one. It's the main chunky bit that's going to be missing out of all of those. So it's going to be cool to see what tricky things they have to do to get them to run, as good as they can on both systems. You would imagine like having something like access to super fast SSDs that these new consoles will have, and then you've got to try and program it for these old generation consoles that have chunky old ass hard drives.
4-hour wait to get to the next. You like go through cutscenes, it's like loading for 4 hours.
It probably will come up with like a mini game of Pong or something like that.
It'll just come up with advertisements for whatever console it's on, like the next generation, so the Series X or the PS5. It'll just have like advertisements playing for that the entire time.
Yeah, well,
that's what I do as a loading screen. Just sell it up.
They will have to do something like, because this, you can definitely tell towards the end of this generation, especially with Final Fantasy VII that's just come out, that thing, they're pushing this console to the limit because there are so many sneaky little loading things that they do. If I have to crawl through a crack one more time,
oh my god, yeah,
5 to 10 seconds, just that short little shimmy thing, and then you run for 100 meters, and then it's like another, we're gonna funnel you through this crack again, so you can't do anything.
Duck under this very slowly, very cinematically.
Yeah, and in Final Fantasy VII, man, like I saw it more of a negative, but I gave kind of the benefit to Square because I imagine they were struggling with the tech, trying to get it to work the way they wanted it to. So that's what I'm interested to see. Are they going to have to do the same thing? Pretty much. You imagine they would. It's going to be the long elevator rides. It's going to be the slow opening doors, all that stuff to slow the player down.
Maybe. I mean, it depends though on what they're doing. Like, maybe there isn't any of that. Are they going to add entire sections just to throw that in there, or are they just going to have a loading screen? It's like, well, you want the better version, play the PS4, 5, or whatever. Because, I mean, there's going to be a point where so many of their resources will have to go into making these cutscenes or whatever to cover the loading, that it's going to be a lot of work when they can just go loading screen, deal with it. We're optimizing this for the newer generation, so this is what you're getting.
Jump to read the next story because it's very similar to this, and we can continue this conversation with what Obsidian said.
Okay, righto. Well,
read the next one, and we'll go. We'll be back.
So, well, speaking of Obsidian, what a fantastic segue, by the way. I'm loving it. Apparently, the Outer Worlds could have been much more if it wasn't for current gen consoles. While the Outer Worlds impressed us all when it launched last year, but apparently it could have been much more. That's because, according to a recent interview, the team were held back by current hardware, as its capability failed to match their aspirations, and as a result, the finished project launched nowhere near its potential. Apparently, a whole section of the Groundbreaker was lost from the build after a team decided to remove the interwoven loading screens from the area. However, by taking away these 3 breathing spaces, which are designed to allow hardware to catch up with the action, they found this remaining single environment struggled to run as planned. Therefore, they had no choice other than to cut up the level and eventually scrap it in parts. But there is also a more recurring issue that ran throughout the game. The problem arose from their over-enthusiasm when it came to NPC creation, whereby they had too many non-playable characters for the console to cope, and as a result, a lot of these faces were erased from memory, sacrificed for the greater art quality in the environment itself, as the Outer Worlds designer Brian Haynes said. Well, butchered that line. My apologies. It kind of breaks my heart a little bit, but there's not a lot of people moving around on the Groundbreaker, and it was basically when we got the art pass done and the lighting pass, we actually had to pull back on the number of actual characters on the Groundbreaker to fit on the consoles, because we just don't have the memory budget. So they were losing everything.
They had to chop, and that's
entire sections.
That is a small chunk of their complete interview of what they gave. Yeah, man, they were super disappointed of the goal they had, and how much they had to rip out just to get it to work on PS4, Xbox One, and I would imagine they probably would have had to do even more to get it to run on the Switch.
Definitely,
yeah. I don't know what the Switch version will be like, but yeah, see, so that's what they're going to be. This is what these devs are going to be struggling with, but also while developing for both generations.
Yeah, and it's interesting that it makes sense that they're doing 5 first, because that's what we're going back to the previous story. They're doing the better version first and cutting it back. It'd just be interesting to see how they make those cutbacks and what they allow for. Like so, like, are they going to cut out entire sections of the game, or are they going to have to just deal with loading screens or something? It's weird. Like, not weird, but it's gonna be.
It's another thing for, Microsoft wanting their developers to do the whole cross-generational thing.
Yeah,
but I don't know if Sony's probably might do it. I don't think they've come out and said they are going to 100% have it.
Yeah, there's like a heap of backwards compatibility, but I have a feeling that the ones that were already on PS4 will just come to PS5 as is.
Oh no, I'm talking about new games, man. Shit, we haven't heard of yet. For like
brand
new
right,
IP games. So
yeah, I don't think they will.
Yeah, Halo Infinite has to work on Xbox One S.
Yeah,
and on obviously the new generation.
The new generation, yeah.
Yeah. So imagine the struggles they're going to have 343 to get that to actually be very playable on an old system.
Yeah, I mean they're going back to back to the original Xboxes too, I think.
Well, that's what I mean, and just use Obsidian's issues with the Outer Worlds, which wasn't graphically that intense. Like, it was nice, it was a good game, but I don't think it's not even going to go anywhere near to holding a candle to what Infinite's going to look like.
Yeah, maybe look
at the stuff they had to deal with to try and get it to work.
Maybe they'll take advantage of the cloud saving stuff. I mean, they've got that whole system there. I mean, it's odd because it means that games aren't going to be playable on offline, but a lot of them aren't anyway. So I can see them kind of pushing some of that horsepower back into there.
But they've been spouting that for a whole generation, and no one's ever seen it. Name one game that's used that technology.
Well, maybe they have been, and they're just not talking about it.
No,
I mean, I'm just thinking of possibilities of ways they could work around it. You know?
Yeah. Yes, you could. Then everyone's got to have access to it. Everyone would.
Everyone, yeah.
Because you couldn't rely on that as a development tool when, some of the population might not get access to it for whatever reasons.
Well, I mean, what happens with third-party games too? Like, are they going to make them for different generation consoles, or are they just going to push to the new one?
Yeah,
there's always that weird territory in the start of the generation where, like, you've still got that old gen you've got to worry about because you can still make sales on that quite well.
Yeah, but what you're missing there is third-party games they're the business to make money. Like, they're going to spread that across as many as they can. First-party games, they get paid by Sony, they get paid by Microsoft. They don't need to go, like, they've got their budgets ready to roll. So they can afford to push. That's why first party games are always better, because they push the console. They've got the time, they've got the energy and the resources to do it. They don't have a board and budgets and all of this stuff. Like, they do, but not crazy.
They have a bit more freedom.
Like, they don't have the EA executives standing above them going, come on, you're supposed to make this work and be playable within 2 months. Just release it. Here's Anthem. See, that's the major difference. Is that
true.
Yes, third party guys, like they've got to. They're going to spread it across. But yeah, your first part. That's why I'm keen to see what first party games, how they do it. Is Sony gonna make Naughty Dog, or is God of War gonna work on PS4?
Well, I know that upgrading, they have like a download. I think Microsoft do this. I'm not sure if Sony do or not. They like, when you upgrade it, you get a download that improves the performance, the graphics a little bit. It's not like a remaster; it just kind of touches things up a little bit to make it a little fresher and to work better with the newer console. So maybe there's something there that they're doing to,
but
maybe just speed it up a bit.
That's again,
but going backwards is a bit hard.
Going backwards is
yeah.
I don't think
going backwards is difficult.
Just patch it to go shittier. I mean, you might be able to. I don't know, but
you can. I mean, do we want to talk about Fallout 76 when it first came out? Every patch was worse.
I did not let that thing go near my PC.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
Put it that way.
But I mean,
I've heard Wastelanders is good.
So have I. I've watched some totally off branch, but I've watched some gameplay. I've talked to some people, and they've really enjoyed it. There's still a few bugs there, but performance-wise, it's quite stable. And now that the world has NPCs, it actually feels like a Fallout game. So it's good. Imagine
who would have thought?
Who would have thought
in a game
that had NPCs
would have that simple effect? No, for me, next gen just can't get here quick enough because
I mean, Stormy brings up a good point in chat. Is what about the Switch versions? Because they're obviously downgrades, so they're doing it somehow.
Oh yeah, but we don't know what the Switch version is gonna be like. It could be absolutely horrible.
I mean, Doom Eternal's on Switch.
Yeah,
and it runs. Played it? No, so as far as I know, it runs fairly well. No.
Oh yeah, no, it runs good enough. But if you played it on your PS4 and then put it on your Switch, you would turn your Switch off and you'd go, "I'm not playing this."
Yeah. So that's the thing. So it is doable.
It runs well if you haven't played the other ones, or if you haven't seen any of the other footage. It runs well. If you've seen the other footage, played the other, you don't play it. I've played it.
Again, a reason to buy the better game on the better console. It's all selling.
Oh yeah, definitely. Now there's they obviously are going to be putting stuff further back onto these older generations. Microsoft have come out and said they're going to for 2 years. You will not see an exclusive game to the Series X. PlayStation haven't said really anything yet in regards to what they're going to do.
That seems to be on brand for PlayStation at the moment anyway.
Oh, definitely. But their whole thing has been their first party. That's what they've lived off. That's what they're going forward with this console. That's what they want. So I highly doubt we're going to be seeing them putting.
I don't think they will.
If they come out and say Bloodborne 2 is ready to roll, I think you'll just see you can only play it on PS5.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think they'll go back. I mean, they'll have the backwards compatibility to bring the older games up, but I don't think they'll be pushing them back too much. They want to make their sales.
Which for a developer, that has to be easier. That's less work.
Yeah.
You don't have to struggle to get your vision of your game.
You don't have to compromise on as much either.
Yeah, you don't have to compromise. Yeah, exactly. Which is like, go read this thing from Obsidian and what they spoke about, and yeah, they were pretty gutted about some of the things they had to rip out.
I can imagine. Yeah,
just to make it work. They had real big issues with. They talk about the Groundbreaker being the main one, with it just crashing the game.
Oh shit!
Like, completely bricking consoles. Like, it had to be fixed. So, and the only way to do it was just rip stuff out.
That's a shame. Would have been interesting. I wonder if they'll ever do like a remastered version, like a few years down the track on the newer consoles. That'd be cool. Because if it's missing like chunks of content that they had and scrapped, it'd be cool to see what that would have looked like as well, like their full vision realized.
Yeah, because there was a really cool thing when I think it was Bloodborne. When Bloodborne came out, it was years and years after someone cracked it and got into the camera and was able to manipulate the camera and take it into areas where you shouldn't be able to go. And they found entire levels.
Oh, wow.
Unfinished, like semi-finished, semi-textured, ready to roll, sitting there. That was just a door was stopping it. And then they've come out and said, like, yeah, we couldn't, like, the console just couldn't run it. It just couldn't do it. So we had to chop it all off. Imagine how many games have that issue.
Yeah, imagine what if all these remasters are just the original version of the game they wanted to put out.
Yeah, maybe. Could well be. Bring on the next gen already.
Yes, bring it on. I'm keen. So observe it from my PC and go, ha, flaps. So onto our next one. Cyberpunk 2077 limited edition Xbox One X console revealed. So after some teasers and some leaks, Microsoft has revealed the Cyberpunk 2077 limited edition Xbox One X console bundle. Say that 10 times really fucking fast. The console is set to launch in June, 3 months after Cyberpunk's September 17 release date. Based on the box shown in the reveal trailer, the bundle appears to come with a digital copy of Cyberpunk 2077. However, the console will be available months before the game itself. both the console and previously seen Cyberpunk controller, which I think did we talk about the other week, the red and black one, but it was smexy. I loved it.
I think it only came. Didn't they only announce it this week? I think we missed it. It didn't.
We must have missed it. Yeah.
It came out like the following few days.
That. Yeah. So both the console and the controller are feature designs straight out of Night City, including a glow-in-the-dark message on the console that says "No Future," along with themed custom panels to take after the game's futuristic setting. With the controller features Johnny Silverhand's black and silver color scheme, along with touches of red. Yesterday, the Xbox Twitter account posted the teaser video filled with codes, along with the text that read #BreakTheCode. Fans worked together to break the code and were eventually rewarded with the limited edition consoles reveal trailer, which is posted to Xbox YouTube channel as an unlisted video.
Oh yeah, man, the thing looks nice too.
Oh man, it reminds me of an old tape player.
Yeah,
like an old funky tape player.
Yeah.
Straight away. So yeah, I'm surprised they're not doing one of the new Xboxes for release after the game. I mean, maybe they will.
They're just surely not. They definitely are. They 100% are. That's why this is coming out in June, because where they're manufacturing these consoles, Xbox Series X needs to be starting manufacture by then. So that's why it's got to come out in June, 3 months before the game.
Right, I'm with you.
So you guarantee they're gonna.
There has to be. I mean, I've seen some of the community knockups for like different console, like Microsoft consoles, because they always do a couple of games. So they do like a special edition console, and they're pretty fucking cool. Like that box is like, it's such an easy shape to work from.
Oh, the Series X will be, yeah.
Yeah. You can do so much with it. I mean, I think CD Projekt Red were also holding a competition for custom PC builds as well.
Oh, really?
Like custom case builds as well. Like, because they've released, they did a giveaway with the one of a kind custom PC case a couple of months ago, and it was sexy as hell.
I've seen the Nvidia. Was it the 2080 Ti graphics card they did? They partnered with Nvidia to do that.
They did that as well. Yeah, that was cool. I didn't like the color scheme though, so it made me sad. But they did a whole PC.
Cyberpunk is CD Projekt Red. They're going big. They're I think they're expecting big things, which they probably should be, because this game is going to be awesome.
Let's hope so. I would really hate for it to have all this hype and just be a totally trash game. I would be
I still,
it's happened.
Still live today. I do not think this is going to live up to everyone's hype, and I think people will be.
I think it's at the point now where it's been so overhyped. Someone's gonna be people are gonna be disappointed.
Yeah.
It will, because expectations get a bit fucking wild.
They get insane. But I can't wait to. I think they're only doing 40,000 of these things, which is not that many.
Yeah, there's only they're fairly limited. Then again, they might do a new console. So if they do another edition with the newer console, you have that there.
Do you think? Hang on, maybe. Just with that, do you think they would? Like, do you think if you're Microsoft and Sony, do you want custom consoles on launch, or do you want your console that you've designed, your colors that you've picked, your brand? Do you want that?
not on launch. Like,
no,
later down the track.
A few months, years.
Yeah, a few months down the track, they go, here's a limited edition one. Maybe they'll just stick with the One X and do something else for another game. It depends. Yeah, okay. On if maybe Cyberpunk will have like a massive DLC release that's highly anticipated, and they'll do another one. Who knows?
Could well be. I don't know. Yeah, I was just hit me that. It's like, maybe would they really actually want that? But I suppose they would. Who cares? You're just selling more.
Just selling more because it's cool. I mean, people want cool shit. Have you seen all the different versions of the Xbox controllers you can get?
The Xbox ones.
Yeah, the Xbox One controllers. They're like, I mean, you can create your own for a start, and then there's like hundreds of just custom ones that they come up with all the time. So it's something they always lean into. So maybe, I don't know.
I always thought, but they never did the consoles much though. I remember the Gears one.
No, there was a Gears one. The 360 had faceplates.
That's right. They did too.
Um, there was a Forza one. There was a Fallout one, like a Vault Boy one. That was Fallout 76, I think. There's a Minecraft one.
That makes sense. There's a few.
There's quite a few there. So I mean, I would not be surprised if we saw more. Maybe not for Cyberpunk, but we're definitely going to see more.
Yeah, I'm keen. I'm more into getting. I'd probably prefer. I can't justify buying a whole new console, especially like, for us, we're gonna obviously have the consoles, the day one or as soon as we can get them.
Yeah.
I couldn't go.
I couldn't buy a second one just for the console.
No,
if I was out to get my first and they had a cool edition for a game I liked, I'd be like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that
controllers on it. Controllers on the other hand.
Yeah.
Pretty keen.
Controllers always look cool. But I mean, I'm stuck with. I like my Elite controllers now. I like my little bottom tabs, man. My little pinky flick buttons. They're great.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, once you have them, once you get used to those, you can never. I can't pick up a PlayStation controller for the life of me now. I just can't use them.
Not because of anything,
other than just because of no buttons.
Yeah. I mean, you've got a third party one now too, don't you?
I've just got a Razer one that just works with PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. I just use it for everything.
Oh yeah, fair. That makes sense. So, next story. Fantastic segue there. Nintendo Switch shortage can partially be blamed on resellers using bots. So, over the last month or so, it has become extremely hard to find and buy a Nintendo Switch. Part of the reason it has become so tricky to snag a Switch is because a lot of folks are staying home, want to play games like Animal Crossing, but another reason is the consoles are nearly impossible to buy is thanks to an easy to use, totally free bot, which you can buy right... No, I'm kidding. That allows people to buy dozens of Switch consoles at once. The information comes from a recent Motherboard article. They also report this is an easy-to-use bot called BirdBot, and is an open source and totally free bot developed to buy up items from online stores the second they are back in stock. The creator of the bot originally built it and uses it for sneakers, but it has become the backbone behind a growing community of resellers who are using it to snatch up hundreds of Switch consoles the moment they are back in stock. The community has even set up a large Discord server where they share tips and photos of their haul.
Hey, this thing is huge, man. I thought this can't be that. Like, seriously, is this really affecting global stock? Turns out it is.
I mean, you're buying hundreds at a time. And that's just like one person.
Yeah, so the site, I think it's just like IGN maybe had this. Yeah, there's way more into the article, but yeah, there are photos of people when they're getting their box and they've opened up the box and they've got like 30 Nintendo Switches in there. And then they're reselling them for, $50 to $100 more. And also those crazy ass Animal Crossing ones that came about are going for a fucking mozza. They are ridiculous. And
I know people have been selling like Switches really expensive, like ones that bought. I didn't realize. Like I didn't know this was happening. I didn't realize they were mass buying them.
Yeah,
insane. I mean,
they've been yeah, I think it pretty much has. What the article said, about a month. Because I've seen people going, man, I can't order a Switch. Well, if they try to, how long is it going to take? Interesting. I don't even think this was an actual thing that people would do, but
apparently
I guess people are locked in isolation and they got nothing better to do. To sign up to this bot and get it to buy
sign
games.
Up to this totally free bot.
Buy consoles for you.
I mean, why not? Gotta make money somehow.
Why not?
Oh, our next story. Gamescom 2020 won't be happening in Germany. It's going digital. It's official, unfortunately. Gamescom, one of the largest gaming conventions in the world, won't be happening in Germany this year and will under no circumstances take site in Cologne. The German Games Industry Association wrote in a statement, we are, however, already working on a full speed on a digital Gamescom. The cancellation is due to the COVID-19 pandemic, which is the reason for every cancellation happening this year, including the Game Developers Conference and E3. Originally, the event's organisers were planning to reevaluate whether it would be possible to go ahead with Gamescom 2020 as planned in mid-May, but a recent announcement from German officials meant a ban would be in place on all large events until August 31. The continued cancellation of events has had a major impact on smaller gaming organisations such as Indie Megabooth, which announced it will be on hiatus for the duration of the pandemic. Meanwhile, there are several digital events planned. The Steam Game Festival, hosted by Jeff Keighley, is set to begin on June 19, the day E3 would have started, and will feature playable demos of upcoming games people can play from their homes. Gamescom organisers said all the ticket holders will automatically be refunded, and for more information about the digital version of the event will be shared in the next few weeks. Another one bites the dust.
It's always going to...
It's going to keep happening.
You wouldn't expect any to be on this year. Surely not.
I mean, we still haven't heard anything about PAX Oz yet either. That's it.
They count it?
No, not that I've seen.
Yeah, right.
Unless I totally missed the announcement, but...
Yeah, under the law, they can't even have it.
Not yet. I mean, that could change, but because they're not till October.
Yeah, so they might just sneak through.
They might skip through, maybe.
Yeah, you'd have to be a fucking lunatic though to go into any of these major. Well, I don't know. Who knows? Fucking.
That's the thing though. The future's so uncertain right now of like how long this thing is gonna fucking last, because it's still kind of recurring and going away and coming back again. So it's all kind of up in the air. So I think people are holding out as long as possible before having to cancel an entire event, because once they cancel it, A, it's a lot of work to do that, and B, trying to get it running again after you've cancelled it. And, oh, by the way, we can do it now. Is it going to be a fucking logistical nightmare?
Yeah, you wouldn't want to be organizing that.
Yeah, but exactly.
I'm super keen to see how not just Gamescom, but how all of these guys handle digital events, because I think
and what happens next year, and they go, oh well, this was awesome. Really good digital. Can we do something with this and have like a special press conference? Like, have your pressers go, or they do something via a video call or whatever. Like
and that the Jeff Keighley one holding the Steam Games Festival, that is an awesome idea. How good is
definitely.
That?
You can download some demos and go ham
as you go. Like that is such a good idea, and I'm surprised no one, like more people, aren't talking about stuff like that.
Yeah, and just putting out demos. I think that's really cool. Like, just, all right, here's a demo. You can play it and get your own opinion on it.
But yeah, doesn't it, like, I wouldn't go as far to say just release demos now and like let people play, but make it an event. Make it over, a day or 2 days or whatever it is.
Yeah, it's
where
like
you've got hosts coming in and they're doing their thing, and it's like, okay, you want the new demo for Crisis that's coming out, the new remaster. Here's a hands-on gameplay session for you that we've made. You've got 24 hours to play it.
Yeah, you have a time, so it's like just for the duration of that event. Get it now while you can. I mean, people will probably find a way to have it so they can play it on a loop and evade the time. But yeah, it's whatever, That'd be really cool. Speaking of Crisis, breaking our next story with the end of that story. Segues. As I called last week, Crisis Remastered has officially been announced by Crytek with a release window and everything. After a whirlwind of leaks, Crytek announced the game for PC, Xbox One, PS4, and Nintendo Switch coming summer 2020, which is around June to August. Crisis Remaster will be filled to the brim with technological advancements, with software-based ray tracing being chief among them. They're going to make this game torture everything.
They will. It'll literally nuke PCs again. It won't be that.
Can it run Crisis, or can it run Crisis Remastered? There's your rating system right there.
That's it. And as much as it would never happen, I would love to see them do Crisis 4 exclusive to PC, like they did Crisis 1, and just crank it up. See how far they can push. Just see how hard they can push, like 2080 Ti's and super fast, just all of that stuff. Just let them really rip into it, but we know that that'll never happen. But
or will it?
No, surely not. You wouldn't see Crytek. do that now.
You wouldn't see a game developer produce something for one platform only.
Not in Crisis, not on PC. You wouldn't.
You reckon?
Nah. Half-Life, VR Half-Life on PC, yeah, because that's the only way you can get it to work properly.
Exactly, it's the only way you can get Crisis 4 to run properly. It's a absolute machine, twin 2080s.
Oh yeah, but you couldn't justify having Crisis 4 just on PC and have PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X launch without it. It'd be like,
yeah,
it'd be the biggest
I don't think we'd see this
going,
for if they did a
consoles.
fourth. I don't think we'd see it for a while. Like this would be like here's the
You
remaster.
reckon? I think we're super close to an announcement for it because that's why you do the remaster. You get people back in, you get people talking about it, they're playing it, and then towards the end of the year you go, right, 4 is a trailer. It's coming.
I mean, but would they have to remaster the other two first? Like 2 and 3.
No.
You reckon?
Well, how would
see?
No. Have you played those, man? They still look fantastic. The only thing you could do is probably put ray tracing into it, which would eliminate PS4, Switch, and Xbox. So,
I mean, if it's for next gen only,
that's just
2 years down the track.
Oh yeah, you could, but wouldn't you rather just get PS? Wouldn't you rather do?
I mean, they could work in some weird anniversary edition, I guess, at some point. Go like the Halo remaster kind of thing.
Yeah,
I mean, they wouldn't need to do much to it. That's the thing. It'd be an easy re-release for easy sales.
Yeah, well, the first one could definitely do. I mean, it still does look good, but it's obviously very old and it's got some. It needs some quality of life improvements done to it.
I think they said they were fixing a lot of the bugs and stuff like that were in the first one as well. So there'll be those kind of improvements as well as the kind of back of house prettiness.
House prettiness.
That's my official word for it now.
I don't know. Are you keen for this game? Are you keen for it?
I am, man. It's been so long since I've played it. It's gonna be good to go back and play it and have an excuse to go play it and see all this new shiny stuff. I like shiny things. I mean, it may not be something I rush out at launch to get, depending on what's going on with games.
Yeah,
that time of the year. But it's something I'll definitely get down the track just to go back because it's been. I can't even remember. That's how long it's been. Like it's what, 11 years? 11 years since Crisis 1? The original?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a while ago. So
do you think that they will shoehorn Crisis 3's multiplayer into this?
It's entirely possible. I mean,
gives
why not?
Gives you that multiplayer tick the box that
tick that multiplayer box, and that way they can have the game still stay relevant for longer, I guess.
Dare I say a battle royale?
No, don't know. If there is a BR in this game, I'm knocking on your fucking door, man.
Oh man, just think about it.
The world unanimously cringes.
You can guarantee right now that Crytek have looked at that as an option.
Oh my god, no.
Yeah, they would have. Everyone does.
All developers. But it's okay. It's okay because it's a BR with ray tracing, guys. It's gonna be fine.
I always remember Battlefield's BR. No one remembers that.
Yeah, did they end up keeping that, or did they? Yeah, Firestorm. Did they end up keeping that, or did they ditch it?
Yeah. No, it's in there. The issue is you got to pay. Like you've got to pay for it. So I think that's what.
Oh, it's paywalled, right? Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Yeah. Especially with like Modern Warfare having their like BR, just go, oh, here's everything. There's no way they could even bother competing with it now.
Just off topic with that, that whole stigma of battle royales need to be free. BRs need to be free to make a lot of money. Seems to stick a little bit.
Yeah, I mean they can sell a battle pass. Battle passes are the new DLCs, man, and the new microtransactions. It's how they're getting you to pay. So like, say a season is what, 2 to 3 months. You're giving them what, $10 to $15 a month, just so you can earn stuff in game, extra stuff, because you can already earn some of the stuff from the battle pass, but only like the base free tier. But if you want extra cool shiny shit, which everybody wants because it's extra cool and shiny, and they're like, oh, by the way, you've got to pay for that. But we're a free game, so you feel obligated to support us. It's arguably as slimy, if not slimier, than loot boxes. There's that same level of manipulation. There's that same level of manipulation there, though. It's like, you want this cool shit, you're gonna pay for it. But it's okay because you know what you're getting.
Loot boxes are way more predatory than that. They're more in line with gambling, though, as in that trigger that wants you to. I just got to put just another $1 in the slot and just say, I might come lucky. That is the issue with the loot boxes. The battle passes, though, I do get where you're coming from, because you can see the entire.
You know what's coming, and you're like, "Oh, I've got to keep playing the game. I've got to keep playing the game." It's like, you get sick of getting shitty drops in loot boxes. You go, fuck this game.
Yeah, but you could probably say that.
And
about
you can also
game.
with most battle passes these days, you can buy levels, so you can see what you want, and you go, okay, I've given you my $15. I can have it for free, or I can just
that's a rich lazy people.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what they're after, is the rich lazy people. They don't want us poor hard-working folk that play their game. They just want people to come in, buy all this shit, and never play the game again. It's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's... it's terrible. Fucking Battle Royales. I mean, I still play them, though. That's the problem. Like, I don't mind playing them. Like, I still play Apex every now and again. I've been playing Call of Duty a few times. I've made mostly out of boredom to fill the void, because I can't use the PlayStation during the day because the kids generally have it.
Yeah.
But yeah, makes me sad. But it's okay. It means I can work on my mouse and keyboard skills a bit, so it's alright. I'm learning to shoot. It's great.
Nice work.
Yeah. But that will do us for tonight. Ladies and gentlemen,
sounds good.
Thank you for listening. Yeah, it's good. Let's get the fuck out of here. I'm totally farted on what I was going to say for an outro then. You're welcome. What? Ray, where can they find you, dude?
People can find me over on Twitter at Grey Aussie Gamer and YouTube. Grey Aussie Gamer. Yourself.
Find me, Mixer, Twitter, deft_puppies with Z. If you'd like to get in contact with the podcast, you can find us on Twitter at left_pod. Also on YouTube, where you can find our most recent uploads of the live episode that we do on Mixer at mixer.com/deft_puppies. Your YouTube, you can watch our essentially our VOD there. We have them there. So make sure you go and subscribe there. Just like and a view, so we can get that sweet, sweet custom name, because we need it. Fills our hearts. You can also find us live, which I mentioned before, at 9 p.m. AEST-ish every Tuesday night on Mixer at mixer.com/deft_puppies. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. Have a fantastic week. We will see you then with guest.
Yes,
with guests, which will be announced later.
Guests or guests?
Guests or guests? We're not sure. Things are happening. Keep you guesting.
That's right.
All right, guys. Have a fantastic week. We'll see you next time. Bye.